Hi everyone, my name is Robert Morrison. I'm a professor in the English department at Queen's University. I'm the one who wrote the notes for English 100 and I'll be guiding you through it. What I'd like to do today is just spend a few minutes and talk about one of the novels we'll do on the course, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein in 1818, so that's nearly 200 years ago, but it's a novel that seems to me to be more relevant today than it was even when Mary Shelley wrote it. And many people are familiar with Frankenstein from various Hollywood versions, but as is so often the case, Mary Shelley's novel, that is the originator of this Hollywood interest, the novel is more exciting, I think. In the novel, Frankenstein is not the monster. Frankenstein is the scientist. Victor Frankenstein brings into being the monster. And in the novel, the monster is known as the creature or the fiend or the demon. In the Hollywood versions, of course, the monster is known as Frankenstein. But one of the interesting things about the book and about the myth that has grown up around it is that it's very often by the end of the novel difficult to tell who is the monster and who is someone we might feel sympathy for. That is, Victor and the monster seem to trade places in many ways. And at the end of the novel, it can seem that, in fact, the scientist is the monster and the creature is someone that we have a great deal of sympathy for. He is, at some points in the novel, the most humane, the most eloquent, and the one who evokes the most pathos within us. That is, until he starts becoming a serial killer. He loses our sympathy when that happens. One of the things that Victor does in Frankenstein that seems to me to be most interesting is that he displaces God. He takes the place of God. In most creation myths, there is a higher power who brings life to earth. But in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is subtitled The Modern Prometheus, it's humankind that brings life. It's Victor, the scientist, who brings life. He cuts God out of the equation. He also cuts women out of the equation. And one of the things we look at in the course is how very interesting and problematic Victor's relationship is with the women in his life. Victor brings this monster, as he calls him, into the world. And that becomes, throughout the novel, a parable for the kinds of things that we as humans bring into the world that we can no longer control once they arrive. So nuclear energy might be a way of thinking about what Victor brings to the world and how crucial it is that we take care of what we invent. And in order to solve some of the problems in Frankenstein, we have to push into the unknown. And that means that Victor has got to try to solve problems by going into the unknown. And that becomes his only option, because to back up means to go into what is the emptiness of the past. So it's one of the most fascinating and gripping novels that I know, because not only of what it says about its own age, but how it speaks to our age. In the words of George Levine, one of the finest critics on Frankenstein, the novel enacts an impasse, the horror of going ahead and the emptiness of return.